Hello, good morning. Oh my goodness. So, not only am I late, but I also forgot to send out the reminder post. Hang on, I can't see. So, goodness, my apologies. What a hot mess, right? My apologies about that, but the replay's up. It's going to be loaded to my YouTube channel. It'll be live on YouTube on like September 10th. So, you'll get it. You'll see it. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right. Okay, friends. So I hope that we're doing well today. Happy Thursday. Good morning. Goodness, we only have one day left. Holy cow, how did this go by so quickly? I have no idea, but thank you so much for being here. So these last 2 days, just like some journaling practice is really helping you to get into the vibration and experience yourself like creating your reality. These are very, very simple practices, but what's really amazing, about them is that like it helps that momentum go and go and go. It helps you to turn on the this is sliding. Okay. It helps you turn on that like momentum and experience those elevated emotions, because whatever the body believes, whatever the mind perceives, right? So we are always thinking and feeling and thinking, and we're always creating our reality with these two things. So when you can get yourself in this state of gratitude and of feeling the emotions of your desires before it's actually here, before it's made manifest, that is when you overcome your current state of reality. You get the heck out of your way and really create your life. This is when the magic happens, okay? But you have to believe it. And one of the things that's asked all the time is like, well, how am I supposed to know how my future feels? I've never felt abundant. I've never experienced love. I've never experienced success, whatever it may be, right? We want things because we believe it to help us to feel better. And the majority of the time, we don't know how it feels to get there. So how can we connect with that emotion? Especially, how can we get out of our like current reality to experience the desires that we want, the bliss that we want, right? It can be very hard to feel abundant when your bank account is in the negatives, right? It can be very, very difficult. And this is definitely something that I struggled with deeply. I could not understand how to get into the feeling of it because I had no idea what that felt like. I had no idea what it meant to have a successful business or to feel abundant, right? Like I've never felt that in my entire life. And it was really hard for me to get out of my own way to feel those desires, right? And I guess like one of like the easiest things for me was dropping the obsession with being abundant or being wealthy or having, just like more than enough, and instead choose a different emotion. So I began to instead align with feelings of being limitless, of being expansive, of just like loving life, right? Loving life to the absolute fullest. Because let's think about it this way. When our hearts are open, we're in so much gratitude and like things are just working out for us and the synchronicities are all falling into place. Like you feel so free. You're just absolutely in love with life. So why can't we just be in love with life right now? There is so much here for us. Friends, family. And if we don't have good friends or good family, there's music, there's, yoga class, there's breath work, there's meditation, there's movies, right? There's so many things that help us to really just elevate our emotions and feel that deep love for life. And the more that we focus on doing the things that help us love our life, get like the more momentum that gets going, right? So if there's a certain vibration that you're desiring to align with because that's what you want, but you're still really deeply struggling with understanding how that feels, choose a different vibration. And, just love for life, like I was just talking about, or the freedom, playing, pleasure, joy, limitless, or just plain old happy. What can you do every day that just helps you be happy? So as you can see, this whole journey isn't necessarily just about getting everything that you want in life, which is amazing, but it's also about just like turning around that mindset and releasing the heaviness and the negativity and the complaining and the victim mindset, right? And instead, just like choosing to just enjoy your life and just be happy. That right there is all the success you need, right? I mean, at least it is for me. Like I used to, of course, get so wrapped up in gossip, get so wrapped up in complaining, talking about all the things that sucked versus all the things that I love, drinking, alcohol, like a lot, all the things, right, that just don't feel good, that don't support you. And then when you start to just instead think about like, I no longer want to live this way. I no longer want these negative emotions. I no longer want to live like grumpy, and you just become happy. Like that right there for me is all that I need to be fulfilled, is to just be happy right now, right? So like I said, if you're having a difficult time really connecting to the future and all it is that you're desiring, just choose to be happy right now in this moment, because you are deserving of that. We're all deserving of that. You deserve to feel good in your life. You deserve to wake up every day and feel excited, feel eager, feel ready, and trust everything that's coming to you. Okay? So what I want to just briefly talk about today is the future scripting. Again, like we talked about last week when I had you pull out your journal and just begin writing about your future life as if it is happening right now, what it is that you're doing, the people that surround you, how you're feeling, what you do to celebrate, everything that you're experiencing, as if you're writing it out as if you're experiencing it day by day. And, I told you guys that in the future scripting, you can write the same thing if you want every day. You can elaborate on it. I love to write about what I'm doing after like the first month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, 5 years. I just like sit down and allow myself to write like wherever it takes me to, right? Like there's not like a strict structure to it. It's just, what do I feel like writing about today, And sometimes it's as simple as, I woke up this morning and, I have an amazing day off. And so I'm just going to turn my phone off and I'm going to treat myself. And, it's just like a quick check-in, but it's like, what would I do on my day off? How would I be feeling? What am I experiencing? Okay. So future scripting is really, really fun, especially if you don't make it to be this very serious, structured thing. Just allow it to take you where it needs to take you that day. Because remember, your energy is going to be different every single day. But what I want you to think about today with future scripting with gratitude. So you're writing out all that gratitude. So you're writing out all your future, everything that's happening as if it's happening right now. And as you're writing it, you're talking about, oh my gosh, I am so grateful for this. Can you believe this happened? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. More, please. I am so happy. I am so grateful. My heart is so full. Thank you so much. So you're just really like firing up that gratitude. And something that I recently started doing was actually writing like letters to God. And, it's okay if you don't feel comfortable using the word God. You can use higher self. You can use universe. You can use Buddha, Mother Mary, Jesus, whatever it is that feels good to you. And what this does for me is it helps it be more of like a flowing, just journaling practice that feels really good to me. So how this works for me personally is I sit down every day, every morning. I usually do my breath work and then go into a meditation, and then I finish out with my journaling and then end it with like a movement practice of choice that day. But I sit down with my journal and I literally write at the top of the page, like, dear God. And then I just write to God about all my gratitude. So it no longer is like this 1 through 10 structured bulleted list that makes me feel like I'm efforting and pushing, which just doesn't feel good to me, right? Like to me, any sort of effort and push with this practice is still connecting with those old Newtonian ways of thinking and being. And we're past that, right? We're no longer like pushing or forcing anything into existence. We're surrendering and allowing and trusting it all to flow in. Okay. Doesn't it feel so much better there? Anyways. So I sit down and I write, dear God, and I just write out all the things that I'm just feeling grateful for in that moment. Just like, thank you, God. Thank you so much for putting me on this path. Thank you, God, for my health and for the love for my husband and for my children. And, just like, thank you, God, so much. And it feels just so good. Even just like talking about it feels really good. And then I go into a couple other practices that I've been given from my friend who is really into human design, helping me understand my human design. And then I end it with like my future scripting, just talking about, like I told you, it's I write it out in whatever way that feels good to me that day, but it's still filled with so much gratitude. And it's like me having that conversation with God, saying my prayers in a sense, right? And it's just like this full-on journaling, scripting that just is continuously elevating my emotions. And then I leave it at that. I stop when I'm done. And each day is different because my energy is different each day. Some days it's this long, drawn-out thing, and some days it's a really quick, I'm so grateful, God, thank you for another day, because my energy might be kind of low, right? And it's okay. I still took time to check in, to have a talk with God, to send out my prayers, and to open myself up to receive. Okay, so that's what you can try as well, is just scripting out your journaling practice, your future scripting, and just feeling immense gratitude for it, opening your heart to it, experiencing it all now. And as you remember, when you get up away from your journaling practice, or, like I said, you can do this, you can talk to yourself, you can voice record, you can dance, you can move, and you can think about these things. Whatever it is that you choose to do, if journaling is not your thing, you get up from that moment and you carry those emotions with you. You don't just go right back into the old you, because then you did all of that for nothing, right? You carry those elevated emotions with you. You carry the open heart with you. Carry it for as long as you possibly can, right? And it's okay if you falter, because everybody does. I do. I have shitty meditations. I have shitty journaling practices. I have shitty days. And it doesn't mean that it's wrong, right? There's no such thing as a wasted alignment practice. There's no such thing as a wasted day. You can learn from it. You can grow from it, right? So just allow yourself to carry it with you for as long as you possibly can. Then when you forget, eventually you'll remember, come back to it, right? And it's going to get longer and longer every day. It'll get easier and easier every day. But this work, putting this effort in, is always going to be worth it, right? Because like I said, no matter what, at least you are taking yourself from seeing the glass half empty and talking about all the things that you hate and gossiping and just feeling those lower vibrations, to instead turning yourself to a happier, more fulfilled life with a more open heart, right? And like I said, if that's the consequence of all of this, if that's what you get, maybe you don't get the $1 million, but you're happy as hell, that's a huge win. Huge, huge win, okay? So focus on you, focus on how you want to feel, and allow that to be your number one priority every single day, all day, every day. It's not selfish. You are totally worth it. You are here to feel good. You are meant to feel good. So step into all that power. You are a child of the universe, a child of God. You are here to have and do and be anything that you desire. Claim it, own it, be it. All right? Okay. So, all right, guys. I get rambling on with these tangents. I hope that you're picking up what I'm putting out there, because I get going. As always, you can always reach out to me with any questions. I'm still offering always those single session deep dives, those 2-hour-long Zoom calls, video chats. I offer packages that you can purchase for 12 or 36, VIP weekends that are in-person immersions. I have one-on-one in-person healing sessions, as well as the Breathe and Receive membership. So plenty of ways to work with me. I'll link it all below. And any questions, just reach out. Much love and have an amazing day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for our final day at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. I'll see you then.